It is no doubt that the M1 chip is a solid machine, but how good is it in real-world usage? Especially during the time where there will soon be a new generation of chip leaps above the current M1 and the M2 chip. Well, my friend, I have been using this beast of an M1 machine for the past 2 years and 8 months, and even till this day, I am still using it as my main computer, and it has worked out wonderfully for me for the past 2 years and 8 months. And because of my experience using it for so long, I want to make this video to share with all of you and to prove to all of you that we should be happy with the machine that we have at hand, with me being the M1 Macbook Pro. Because I noticed that I have a lot of nephews and nieces and friends who want to make the upgrade to the M2 when it first came out, when they already have either the M1 or the M1 Pro, and some of them are also waiting for the M3. So I just want to make this video to sort of share my perspective toward using the M1 Macbook Pro. And the main focus of today's video will be multitasking capabilities with the M1 Pro in 2023. You know, in the past, when I used Windows laptop years ago, when there's a 2 to 3 years gap, multitasking sort of become dull and slow as time continues and programs keep getting more advanced and graphics keep getting more intense. But with the M1, it's a different story. I've been doing multitasking activities for the last 2 years and 8 months with this machine, and I can tell you that never once have I experienced deep issue that cause a massive delay to my work. So that is why I want to make this video to share with all of you the multitasking capabilities. The M1 is a super machine in handling a lot of the tasks at once. I mean, it is just incredible just how smooth everything can be despite the amount of tasks I have open. On the contrary, back in 2018 and 19 and early 2020, when I used the Intel Mac, everything was so slow. I can only open one program at a time, and 2 or 3 programs would really dramatically slow down my laptop. So it is really interesting to see such a huge gap in performance for almost the same amount of money paid for the MacBook Pro. And even now, this machine can handle so much more despite being 3 years old. So like I was saying, on the contrary to my Intel Mac, the M1 Mac on the other hand, as you can see, I am opening so many tasks at once. I left my Final Cut Pro to transcode my media, I opened Notion for scripting and productivity, Illustrator so it can help me with my Affinity design workflow, Safari for browsing, and Google Chrome for Ad Manager. And in terms of battery life, not only does it last crazy long, it is also very durable. And when I said durable, I mean it is crazy durable. I have never had to change it once for the past 2 years or so. Never. Whereas on my Intel Mac, I've already had to change the battery twice already. And that was used for only about a year and a half for it to get changed. So it just goes to show just how efficient the M1 Mac or the M1 chip actually is. So in summary, if you're doubting the performance of the M1 Mac, please reconsider the amount of power that you need for your workflow. Because just like what I showed you earlier, I have opened so many things, doing so many things at once, doing Ad Manager, doing Notions, doing Final Cut Pro, Illustrators, and my M1 Mac, despite being plugged into the monitor, worked absolutely fine. There is slow hiccup here and there, but it's not showing the beach wall of death, none of that. It works absolutely fine, and it transcoded my 4K footage absolutely fine, and everything works smoothly. And it just goes to show that you don't really need to change your machine for a 20 to 30% increase in power if you were to upgrade from the M1 to the M2. But instead, you should consider paying for the refurbished M1 Pro, which is considerably cheap in comparison to the M2 Pro or the M3, which will be coming out next year. And so the conclusion of today's video is that if you're financially limited, do not feel bad about buying the M1 MacBook Pro or the M1 MacBook Air. And most certainly do not jump in the bandwagon of buying new Mac every time it is released, because these machines are getting insane to the point where you can use it for a very long time. And with that said, be sure to really consider your demand for power. This has been Sam. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and hopefully you learned some new information and see the practical example I showed of me doing multitasking with my M1 MacBook Pro that was created in 2020. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you all in the next one, and peace.